You've got a long version of short timers disease if you want it, because you've announced you're not running for re-election. Are you counting the days? How many days?
It's November 30th, but I'm not really counting days and hours yet.
It's devastating. I'm counting.
Josh Kail joins
I'm
us.
trying to freeze the days.
Why?
Trying to put time in a bottle.
All right,
That's a
Jim.
song, bro.
All right, Jim Croce. Why?
I like Jim Croce.
Sounds better in analog than digital, too, doesn't it? What are you going to lose when Jim Marshall's not there, Josh?
You're going to lose a real friend in a town where it's hard to make fake friends, and when Jim Marshall goes. And he's going to be somebody that, not just for me, but for a lot of us, is a mentor, somebody that's a stabilizing force. Jim was the first campaign I ever worked on back in 2006.
Really?
Yeah, as a college Republican.
What was the gig? What did Jim have you doing? Were you a sign guy?
I was out knocking on doors.
Okay.
I was working a pole up in College Hill in Beaver Falls when I was at Geneva. And my wife and I at the time, she was my girlfriend, were working on that campaign. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, it's not exciting to me to see Jim leaving. And we have a gentleman that I think is going to end up winning this seat that'll be a fine rep, and he'll do a good job, and he's a good person. But Jim Marshall has a very special place in my heart and my family's heart and many people in Harrisburg as far as the legislature goes. So, and we're becoming such a new caucus, and we're losing so many people that have institutional knowledge, and that's also important as well. That'll be missed from a technical standpoint. But
meaning whoever replaces
we still got,
Jim,
7 months, something like that.
Whoever replaces
put time in a bottle. Huh?
Yeah, right.
you're going to have to school somebody up on how it works. How long did it take before you really figured out how it works, the political stuff in Harrisburg?
You're presupposing that I figured it out.
Well,
That's good.
you figured it out
That's
well
a college
enough.
word there.
That's a college word. I'm going back to Geneva today, Jim.
Yeah, it's nice.
But it takes time. It takes time. It takes you gotta watch. You got to listen. You have to everyone comes into Harrisburg with convictions, but to manifest those convictions through the legislature, it's a technical process and it's not easy. So it definitely takes time. But Jim will be greatly missed. But I don't want to talk like he's already gone.
I know we're talking like he's
and it's
not here.
Like it's he's going to keep working. He's still going to be in the area. I'm still going to bother him. His wife's still going to cut my hair. So he'll still be here. It's just I'll miss him in Harrisburg.
State Reps Jim Marshall and Josh Kail are my guests. It's Rappin' with the Reps. This is being live Facebook feeded on our Facebook page, as logic would indicate. All right, Mr. Marshall, when did I'm assuming, and if I'm wrong, I know you'll tell me, did the enthusiasm go away? Did the job just wear you down? Was it time for a change?
Kind of all the above.
Was it?
Part of it was when I went there as a freshman, I didn't know anyone. I wasn't involved in government. I didn't know who the Speaker of the House was. I went in and I sat down on the floor in my seat, and they placed me between two guys I never met. And I sat beside them for 12 years. We became good friends. They both retired, and there was kind of a void.
Okay.
And I thought, well, now I'm the old guy, and it's gonna be cool. But it's hard to leave that when you you build a friendship. There's, like Josh said, there's not too many friends up there, and a lot of people say if you want a friend, get a dog. But these guys were my pals, and they left, and running for the job continues to get more challenging, especially with social media. And I just thought, everybody says you'll know, and I knew. It just feels like it's time.
Did it seep in over a period of months? Did you wake up one day and go, yep, that's it?
It's kind of a both, kind of all of the above. You think about it, and things start to bother you a little bit more, and then you just say, well, that's it. And I can't remember precisely what the that's it moment was for me, but I'm sure that that was probably significant.
It is Teleforum, AM 1230 WBBP, AM 14. I'm losing my mind. And it's too early in the week for that. You know what it is? It's all that marijuana talk. Josh, I think you and I have talked about this.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jim, if I've asked you. The new medicinal marijuana place in the Old Kings, it's
Yes.
open today. They've got I think today they've got a celebration. I'm assuming the balloons will be nitrous. And
Yes.
Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing for Beaver County? This is medicinal.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see that it's a bad thing if there's product out there that can help people and this is greater access to that product. It's probably a good thing.
Josh?
I
Medicinal.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
get
medicinal.
to the other side. Yeah.
I think there's some science out there that shows that this product can help people from a medical standpoint. And it's used, if it's used correctly, it's, I think it'd be helpful. It's just a matter of access. And my concern with the whole debate,
access.
whether it's recreational or medicinal or however, I just, man, I don't want to start seeing a world where we see marijuana showing up at convenience stores and gummies and stuff like that, and making it very easy for kids to have access to it. And I just have a hard time with seeing that being a good thing. I'm not saying there isn't a right way to do it, a right way to legalize it. That's a discussion that we can have. But I do have real serious concerns with turning it into a free-for-all. But that's not what this is. This is
standalone.
Medical. This is
Right.
medical. I think there's legitimate reasons and purposes for it. And so I think, done right, it could be a good thing.
When do you guys go back into session?
Monday.
Monday?
You excited, James? We got the roof fixed. I mean, it's been since
I'm
the
glad
middle
you
of
brought that
December.
up.
Yeah, Eddie was waiting for that.
It just, it was magical. We had a special election that we knew it was going to happen. And like the next day, all of a sudden it's announced, oh, the roof's fixed.
Look,
it's
taxpayer-provided tarps.
yeah.
Take it one step further. I want to connect it to Harrisburg. Recreational marijuana. If somebody stood on the street or stood in the House and yelled recreational marijuana, how many legislators would smile? How many would grimace? Recreational.
I think you'd have I think that you'd probably have a majority on that.
Yeah, I think a majority passes that.
They would be
not
really?
not in our. I don't know that a majority. Yeah, I think it'd be a majority. Total across the board.
Yeah, I think so.
Would that have been the case 5 years ago?
It could have been.
Really?
Yeah, it could have been. It depends on, who brings it up for a vote. If you have control of the House and you don't want it, it doesn't come up. And if you have control of the House and that person wants it, then it comes up for a vote.
There's different arguments on both sides of this issue, right? There's the revenue argument that, hey, we need to tax it and get more revenue so we can spend more money, and that plays well on the Democrat side of the aisle, and it's revenue is always a concern for us as well in certain regards. But I think more so on the Republican side of the aisle, the issue comes down to what's called, a civil liberty, basically. Why is it illegal? That libertarian streak that we have would ask that question. So there's members within our caucus that take the position as like, yeah, this isn't my top issue, but if it went up for a vote, I don't understand why we would be having the government making this illegal. So there's all kinds of different angles that people take on this particular issue. So I think it would probably total get the votes.
Jim, you said something that I want to go back to. You said it sounded like if the right person isn't the one presenting the bill, it never gets heard. How many good bills have you seen? Good bills that you thought this is common sense and this is great that never get heard?
Well, it definitely happens. You have to get any legislation introduced, and there are thousands, and we'll get emails whether to support or oppose legislation that maybe never will come up for a vote anyway.
Where did the emails come from? Supporters and detractors, I guess.
Sure, concerned residents, and sometimes it's if they're a member of an organization and that organization is opposed or supportive of legislation, then they'll send it out to everybody that's a member, and then you'll hear from them, whether the organization might be PSEA or it might be the Sierra Club or it could be whatever. But all legislation is referred to committees, and the chairman of the majority chair of the committee has absolute control of whether that bill comes up for a vote or not.
Just saying, put it over there in a different stack. Doesn't that hurt your feelings if you've got what you think obviously is good legislation and you know it's never even going to get looked at? Is that not frustrating as all get out?
Do you have feelings?
It's never
Jim?
happened.
It never happened?
Do you have feelings?
What do you mean you have feelings?
I have one. I have a feeling,
No,
Jimmy.
I've sent bills to, I've had bills go to committee that the chair didn't run it. I'm like, that's okay. That chairman's going to have a bill someday too in my committee. So
I like, hey,
it's politics.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to chair committees. I'll tell you that, Eddie. I might miss that.
I was about to say, is that one part you'll miss?
Yeah, it was because when I was elected, I really didn't say, well, I want to be in leadership or I want to raise more money or I want to kiss more babies. I wanted to be a chairperson, and I was successful at that, and I enjoyed that. And to be a chair, my co-chair is my good friend Rob Matsey from Beaver County. Mm-hmm. That's like a win-win.
Josh, you're a chair. Do you guys get better parking if you become a chair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
guess.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so sweet.
He does.
What chair?
Your parking's the best.
It is.
Right under the horse.
Yeah. I
He's
park
got
under a horse statue. You can imagine which end I park under. At least it's just a statue.
Jim Marshall and
What's his name?
Josh Kail.
Yeah.
It's Rappin' with the Reps. I got tears in my eyes. We'll do more of this after news. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
Tune in to WBVP, WMBA, and 99.3 FM during this and every second Thursday of the month at 9 a.m. for a Rappin' with the Reps. The special forum with your Beaver County state legislators is hosted by Eddie Crow and can also be seen on Facebook Live. Voice your opinion or ask questions by calling in at 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888 or post comments in the video feed to Rap with the Reps. The program is brought to you in part by the Laughlin Insurance Agency and Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Click BeaverValleyCars.com. That's this Thursday morning from 9 to 10 o'clock on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, a law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. Attorney Larry Kelly.
That we establish relationships with our clients, because I still believe that relationships still matter. That this isn't strictly business between me and the client, that there's a relationship that develops. And there's nothing more important, I think, in any attorney-client situation than the client believing that the attorney actually cares about them personally.
For your initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
Can the card you carry really change your life? It can when it's a low-rate Freedom United Federal Credit Union fixed-rate Visa card. This is Pat Travail, and I'm the lady in the loan department with the big scissors. No, you silly. I'm not doing haircuts, but I'm going to use those shears to cut up those nasty high-rate store charge cards that you're carrying around. Why, you ask? Because you won't be needing those cards anymore after you take advantage of Freedom United's low 6.99% fixed rate balance transfer special. Good for a limited time on new money transfers to a Freedom United Visa card with approved credit. Potential money saved on lower monthly payments really can be life-changing. So can a haircut, for that matter. But we'll worry about that later. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union, where the interest is in you. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Tune in to Beaver County Radio every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. for the Sports Corner with Ralph Williams and Smokin' Jim Frazier. The Sports Corner talks about everything that is currently going on in the sports world. Ralph and Smokin' Jim will also have special guests every week, and they'll take your calls. The show will also be streamed live on the Beaver County Radio Facebook page and YouTube channel. So make plans every Tuesday at 4 p.m. to tune in to the Sports Corner, right here on Beaver County Radio. Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMVA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com. Here's Curtis Walsh.
Good morning. We can expect partly sunny skies today with a high of around 74 degrees. We'll have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after this look at news. The Department of Environmental Protection in Pittsburgh is cooperating with the Allegheny County Fire Marshal in the investigation of the home explosion that took place Tuesday in Crescent Township that claimed the lives of a couple living in the home. DEP's role in the investigation will include inspections of nearby oil and gas wells and infrastructure, including a search for unregistered home use wells in the vicinity. DEP's investigation will establish a soil gas monitoring network to track possible methane migration through the subsurface. The nearest registered oil or gas wells are more than 2,500 feet away from the incident site. However, there are two unregistered historic wells in closer proximity to the home. Residents with home use wells are encouraged to make sure they are registered with DEP to ensure that they are being operated safely. Residents with questions about home use wells or wishing to ensure a well is registered should contact the DEP Office of Oil and Gas Management by phone or email. A Pitt student has organized a fundraiser for Juan Hall's dog Maisie, who was attacked with a hatchet causing injury to the dog's ear and other injuries last month. The incident occurred at the corner of Main Street and Moreda Road in Aliquippa at a school bus stop in February. David Askew of Aliquippa is in the Beaver County Jail on felony and misdemeanor charges connected with the attack. The fundraiser will be held at the Marathon gas station on Broadhead Road in Aliquippa from noon until 6 p.m. this Saturday, March 16th. Governor Josh Shapiro is unveiling a plan to fight climate change. Shapiro says he'll back legislation to make power plant owners in Pennsylvania pay for their planet-warming greenhouse gas emissions. The plan would also require utilities to buy more electricity from renewable sources. Shapiro made the announcement Wednesday in Scranton. Such legislation would make Pennsylvania the first major fossil fuel-producing state to adopt a carbon pricing program.
Reject the false choice between protecting energy jobs and protecting the planet. We can do both. We must do both. And doing nothing at this moment is not an option. It is time that we together write the next chapter.
Shapiro's proposal comes as environmentalists are pressuring him to do more to fight climate change. The results are in for Kennywood's vote for the most appealing new ride name sweepstakes to name the all-new Potato Patch Fries themed bumper cars. Potato Smash comes out as the clear winner, claiming half of the total votes submitted. With deep fried determination, Kennywood fans cast almost 20,000 votes during the week-long Spudtacular sweepstakes, with one lucky winner receiving a 2024 Gold Season Pass and a year supply of Potato Patch Fries. Kennywood says more families will now be able to enjoy the ride together as well, as the new experience comes with a lower height requirement. Potato Smash permits riders at 42 inches tall and drivers at 48 inches tall. College students, rocket scientists, and math enthusiasts around the world are celebrating Pi Day. The holiday is today, Thursday, March 14th, since 314 correlates to the first 3 digits of the infinite number. It's also Albert Einstein's birthday, making the pie eaten at Pi Day gatherings all the sweeter. Pi is a mathematical constant that expresses the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. It is part of many formulas useful in physics, astronomy, engineering, and other fields, dating back thousands of years to ancient Egypt and Babylon. Our newscast this hour is being brought to you by MRS Physical Therapy.
Here's Dale Reckless from MRS Physical Therapy as he explains the importance of pre-sports testing to help you reduce the risk of injury.
The intrinsic factors are looking at things within our body that could be causing the problem. So that we start to look at as physical therapists, shoulder range of motion, forces at the elbow, things like that. We're looking at the whole kinetic chain. For example, turning your head side to side. If you have less than 39 degrees of that motion, you have a 9 times increased likelihood of an injury. So these intrinsic factors are both measurable and modifiable. So as a physical therapist, I can take a baseball player or any kind of athlete, I can do my tests on them and see if they're within normal limits or outside of normal limits. And based on research that's been done, I can tell if there's a likelihood of injury or not.
If you need physical therapy for any reason, choose the place your friends and neighbors do. MRS Physical Therapy in Bridgewater and Cranberry. Visit mrsphysicaltherapy.com.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
A brisk start to the morning, but we will have a warm-up. It'll be sunny most of the day today. We could see a late afternoon thunderstorm, a high near 76. Showers and thunderstorms are likely tonight. Will drop down to about 54. More rain in the early part of the day tomorrow. Otherwise, cloudy with a high near 58. Friday night, mostly cloudy, will drop down to about 37. And sunshine on Saturday with a high near 59. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Thursday, March the 14th of 2024, at 36 after 9, we've got a temperature of 53 degrees with partly cloudy skies in Beaver County. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh for 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
First half hour of Teleforum today flew. It always goes quick when Josh Kail and Jim Marshall are here. Today it's quicker. You guys were killing me. We should talk about grown-up stuff. But
Well, I got my kids listening this morning. They don't have school today. Service day.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure I said hi to Petra and Cleo.
Okay, so
Evangelina, Viana,
well, wait,
Solomon,
I got
Manny,
you back on Facebook.
Eli.
Oh, my God.
Annika. I think I got them all, James.
Sounded like it.
Has it ever happened? For people that don't know, you've got 38, 40 kids.
Just eight kids.
Has it ever happened when you called one of them the wrong name?
Oh, shit.
Yeah?
That's why they all have nicknames.
Nicknames? That's how you do it? Okay. I was watching during the news, you guys were sitting here, and when the Shapiro story came on in the little sound clip, Josh, you kind of you had something to say right then. Explain what that story's about, and you had an emotional reaction.
Well, I mean, the governor campaigned 2 years ago on being supportive of energy jobs. What we didn't realize at the time was that he meant energy jobs in China, not in Pennsylvania. The proposal he put up is going to drive industry out of Pennsylvania.
What will the proposal do? It's
a cap and tax. So it forces electricity generators to pay more in cost to generate electricity, and it's going to end up driving consumer costs through the roof. Again, more than the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, by the way. It's going to be more expensive than that program. So it's instead of fixing that situation, he's doubled down on it and made it worse. And it's going to drive manufacturers out of the state. It's going to drive producers out of the state. And really, it's just placating the California Democrats because he needs to win their votes in the presidential primary when he decides to run for president. It's really a shame, the opportunity that we have in Pennsylvania to reindustrialize, the opportunity we have here to bring back manufacturing. We have to leverage our energy industry. We can't handicap our energy industry. And these types of proposals effectively handicap our own industries, our industries that, by the way, have been leading the charge in reducing emissions in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania over the course of the last 10 years. We've done it. We've reduced our emissions by over 40% in the last 10 years without any government involvement. But because Governor Shapiro needs to placate these environmentalists and impress them so that they think he's a legitimate shot at president one day and he can get through a presidential primary in states like California, he has to go steps and steps further. He's looking at his own personal ambition before he's looking at what's best for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And it's unfortunate. There's a lot of work that we could be doing, we should be doing. There's a lot of things that were said on the campaign trail to get him elected that would be the right thing to do, but he hasn't come through on, and this is just another example of that.
Mr. Marshall, how would you go about Josh used the word reindustrialize. How would PA be able to reindustrialize and make everybody happy? Because I can't see it, but this is what you look at every day. How do we do that?
Well, we make things here. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
We have to export energy, so we have to produce it here. Those are really the key functions to bring jobs or keep jobs here. You have to build things. Part of it is you need people to purchase things made here and make conscious decisions whether to buy an aluminum coffee cup from China or to buy it from Pennsylvania. To go out and buy Zippo lighters made right here in Pennsylvania, Bradford.
Absolutely.
So those are all decisions consumers have to make. But business has to make business decisions on whether to come here or not. And part of that is we need to have less red tape, and we need to have affordable energy. So, I was sad to lose the coal-fired electric plants here in Pennsylvania, but we still have gas-fired and we still have nuclear. I support a broad portfolio for energy, and, I believe we should take every opportunity to use the energy we have in Pennsylvania and continue to export it to states that need it.
How frustrating.
Hey, let me jump in because
Sure.
the chairman's exactly right. James is exactly correct in what he just said. And let me take it a step further. In manufacturing, the reason why Pennsylvania has always been a leader in manufacturing is because we've had access to market, we've had a resilient workforce, but because we've had energy, abundant and affordable sources of energy. The first industrial revolution, we had access to coal. Now we have access to coal and natural gas. And that affordable energy is a key component, if not the key component in manufacturing. One of the top two costs, if not the top cost in manufacturing, is energy. So you need to have affordable energy. What the governor is doing is making energy costs more expensive. And it's not just going to be more expensive for our manufacturers, it's going to be more expensive for my grandmother that lives on a fixed income. So It's more expensive for consumers across the board. But if we want to see more manufacturing in Pennsylvania, which we should want to see, and which there is an opportunity for right now, if we want to see clean manufacturers, we have the cleanest manufacturers in the world producing goods in Pennsylvania. We should be supporting our own affordable energy. We should be leveraging that. We should be getting the most out of it, not handicapping it with more regulations and more costs. All that's going to do is drive up demand for Chinese products. In other words,
is that possible that we can drive up more demand?
And also because we can't make it here with the more expensive energy. So really, all we're doing is driving up demand for Chinese pollution. It's going to end up making more pollution because the Chinese have no regulation. They use coal-fired plants, and it's not just Chinese. It's Vietnamese, it's Russia, it's India. These countries have no regulations whatsoever. They use coal, unregulated, unfiltered, and it's going to drive up carbon emissions across the globe. You should see the global carbon emissions and what our policies, our green tariffs that we put on our own manufacturers, the cleanest manufacturers in the world, is doing to global emissions. It's not helping. It is not helping at all. So these types of policies actually do the exact opposite of what they're claiming to do, and we need to have a energy policies that are grounded in reality that put Pennsylvanians first.
How naive is it when somebody says, well, America should be the front runner in this and we should lead by example?
Well, I'm sure. Well, let's lead by example. Let's be practical. Let's be realist here. Unless you are saying that we all ought to live in teepees and not use plastic products, where do you expect this plastic to come from? Unless you're saying we shouldn't have steel buildings, where do you expect the steel to come from? And we have to generate these things. And the bottom line is when we do it here in America, we do it cleaner than anybody else. Now we're artificially increasing the cost for our manufacturers, and we're going to end up driving them out of our Commonwealth. And we are sitting on a gold mine of natural gas below us. And we have this resource here. It is absolutely ludicrous to come up with a plan that says, no, I want more Chinese-produced energy in Pennsylvania when we're sitting on a gold mine right underneath us. I understand if you're in Nevada or places like, California actually has a lot of natural resources too. They just don't use it. But I understand if you're somewhere where there isn't that type of thing. But you're talking about, one, using Chinese-produced energy, but two, using it over Pennsylvania-produced energy. So you're not just helping a foreign adversary, but you're also taking jobs away from Pennsylvanians in Western Pennsylvania, Northeastern Pennsylvania, and across this Commonwealth.
Jim, you want to jump in?
I like watching him pound his fist.
I'm fired up. Well, all right. For the people that don't know Jim Marshall, this is his last tour in Harrisburg. You announced a couple of months ago.
Here on this station. That's right.
You keep mentioning that, you're going to make me really upset.
What? I'm going to get
leaving. I mean,
he's not leaving.
That's right. On a jet
You're
plane.
not leaving.
That's third
Don't
or
know
fourth.
when you'll be back again.
That's right.
It's the third or fourth song reference that I've gotten. Is there some stuff that I'm not going to miss this? When it comes like what Josh was just, give me specifics. Give me one thing that you'll look back and go, yeah, I don't miss doing that at all.
Caucus.
Explain to people what happens during a caucus.
So in caucus,
sounds like a powwow. Now we're back to teepees.
The Democrat members meet and discuss legislation.
Okay.
And the Republicans meet separately and discuss legislation. And then typically people that don't read the legislation ask stupid questions about the legislation in caucus. That's their opportunity. Or they bring up other irrelevant ideas.
They get their, how much time do they get? They get their 30 seconds to be seen? Is that the thing?
No, it goes on and on.
Listen to the weary in that voice,
right.
Josh.
It's just endless, Eddie. So, yeah, I won't miss
See
that.
why he's going to be missed?
Oh, God, he's killing me.
Floor debate is a circus. It's not really adults sitting around talking about the pros and cons. It's their side trying to enrage our side for political.
Like a pep rally?
Yeah.
We've got spirit. We've got more yelling back and forth.
Yeah. You just continue to raise the volume until it's ridiculous. And we won't draft amendments to make the legislation better. We'll make it to make the other side have tough votes on it. And it can be really numbing. So floor debate and caucus, I won't miss at all. God bless them.
God bless them, everyone. What did I not ask either one of you about that I should have?
Well,
because we got off on so many different tangents, and we were singing at one point around the fireplace, and there was a teepee. And before we get done, what should have been mentioned that didn't? We do have a budget.
Before my staff ends up killing me as well.
What are they telling you? Don't forget.
I got to put a plug in for my town hall today. I have a town hall, Green Township, the township building. It's 262 Pittsburgh Grade Row, Hookstown, PA. There will be pizza there as well. It's at noon. We got a town hall at noon, the Green Township Municipal Building.
With pizza.
There will be pizza there, and there's going to be something to drink as well. James, you should come by.
Part of the old district.
Say hello, shake some hands.
That's right.
But I wanted to make sure I got that plug in.
All right. I'm glad you mentioned Old District. Walk me through what happened what's happening. Are there people in Darlington that this is the first chance to get running water? Because somebody told me that, and I'm like, that can't be right. But I know something changed, or there's a fund now.
So Senator Casey and I believe Congressman DeLuzio worked together to get federal money to Darlington Township to extend water lines. Basically, it's Beaver Falls Water Authority, but through Chippewa and into Darlington Township.
Through South Beaver, too, I believe.
Yeah, there could be some residents in South Beaver that could have this. So it's their first access to public water. I mean,
okay.
You have on-lot sewage and wells out there in the rural area. And Darlington Township, believe it or not, has an industrial park, and they've had it for, 40, 50 years. But that park runs on water that they have on lot and wells, and the township has been asking for municipal water, mostly for that industrial park, for years, and finding ways to get it there. We've met with Darlington Borough and the township on multiple occasions. Not everyone is supportive of having that water system come through. A lot of people like their wells and don't want to have to get a water bill.
Does it force them off their wells?
It could.
Okay.
When the water line comes through, often you're forced to connect to it to help to pay for it.
Well, yeah, it's going down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
So what direction the line goes means a lot to residents. So the township has done a great job in meeting with the residents and residents of the borough to determine the want of this and how to get it in the most economical way to the industrial park. I've sat in meetings for years on this topic, as has Senator Vogel, and we've had Teams meetings with Senator Casey and his staff, and this is an opportunity that Darlington could use for those that want public water and for that industrial park to be able to grow and maybe to work in more safe environment. Just
Personal opinion, do you think more people are more open to public water rather than wells because of East Palestine?
It's possible. I think that could have triggered the idea of, hey, let's have this water. But I think in general, people that want public water would live in a more densely populated area.
They'd be where the water is.
Go where the water is. Yeah. And if you want more freedom, you go where the water isn't.
Mm-hmm. Josh Kail, Jim Marshall, state representatives, Rappin the Reps. Thank you both, gentlemen. You made this first hour. I don't want to forget. I got to do this really quickly. On the Facebook feed, Abby posted a message.
What's the last name on that?
I know what it is.
It's
Mrs. Kail.
Not for you.
Okay.
It's for me.
Geez.
From our whole entire family to PA State Rep Jim Marshall. When we say you will be missed, it is such an understatement. You have been more than a friend to my husband. You have been a mentor, an inspiration, and you are family to us. All you've done for the Commonwealth, thank you isn't enough. We all love you.
Thank you, Mrs. Kail.
Jeez. Man, I'm getting
misty.
Here.
Josh is the rudder, but I'm the keel.
Gentlemen, thank you. We'll do this again. You're not off the hook yet. You got how many more months of these?
Yeah, several.
Okay.
Several.
All right. It's Teleforum, Rappin with the Reps. I feel so much better about where I live after I talk to you guys.
I feel so much better about today. It's just being with you, Eddie, so thank you.
Sarcasm's easier when you ain't got no bridges to worry about, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your radio. Tune in Beaver County Radio or watch the Best of Beaver County live on Facebook or YouTube video this and every Thursday from 11 to 11:30. The program is made possible by St. Barnabas. For over 3 years now, the show has been dedicated to shining light on the great things going on right here in your neighborhood and the people that are making it happen. This Thursday, enjoy conversation and insight from an intriguing lineup of guests who are creating excitement and having an impact right here in Beaver County. Your friends and neighbors at St. Barnabas are pleased to support the Best of Beaver County. The radio broadcast will also be replayed each week from 11:30 to noon on Sundays on Beaver County Radio. Archived Best of Beaver County videos can be viewed on the WBVP WMBA Facebook page. It's your chance to encounter the best of Beaver County with host Mike Romai this Thursday starting at 11. For more information, visit beavercountyradio.com. Tune in every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. for another insightful edition of Living Well, a special segment on Beaver County Radio designed to help you enjoy the best, most fulfilling, and healthiest life possible. Hosted by Dr. Joseph Maroon and Jeff Boast, and presented by St. Barnabas. Living Well, Saturday mornings at 8:30. Right here on Beaver County Radio, WBVP Beaver Falls, WMBA Ambridge, along with 99.3 FM and 95.7 FM.
Stop by your local McDonald's today and pick up everyone's favorites, the Shamrock Shake and Oreo Shamrock McFlurry, now available through March 24th. Don't miss out on these fan favorites. Shamrock Shake and Oreo Shamrock McFlurry, now at McDonald's. I'm loving it.
You're listening to Beaver County Radio, brought to you live from the Fry Transportation Studios. Beaver County Radio and Fry Transportation, a winning team, 99.3 FM and WBVP, providing news, sports, and information for 76 years.
It's time to wake up, Beaver Valley, with Pastor David Grove from the Church of the Redeemed of Beaver Valley. Tune in to Beaver County